honors, including 39 honorary doctorates. And to which must be added, of course, of this fighter for causes as a critical, committed intellectual through more than 50 years of history and political events. Limitations of times and the fact that you are an informed audience, however, are not my only reasons for abandoning a panegyric eulogy. It is also because Noam Chomsky himself, during his long and prolific career, has always shied away from anything resembling to a cult of personality. In the tradition of Wilhelm von Humboldt, he believes that achievements, discoveries, and new knowledge are the result of collective efforts, which, in order to bear fruit, requires unwavering commitment to the search of truth and place that offer the freedom to pursue it. Freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom to teach, freedom to carry out unbiased research, and freedom to exchange ideas across borders, whether disciplinary or territorial. In other words, academic freedom. At a time when universities are facing pressures on their independence and autonomy, it is good to have friends of the caliber of Noam Chomsky. La conférence qui nous réunit aujourd'hui est une occasion d'apprécier, et de la manière la plus stimulante qui soit, les réalisations extraordinaires que permet de générer le milieu universitaire comme lieu favorisant la pensée critique, l'audace intellectuelle, les débats et les échanges d'idées. Maître d'œuvre de l'événement, la professeure Anne-Marie Dichoulot a sans contredit porté ses valeurs. D'une part, en accueillant régulièrement des conférenciers d'envergure, la professeure Dichoulot participe activement au partage et à la diffusion des savoirs. D'autre part, c'est grâce à ses recherches de pointe et aux collaborations qu'elle a développées durant sa carrière à l'UQAM et notamment aussi avec le MIT que nous pouvons profiter de manière très privilégiée aujourd'hui de la présence de Noam Chomsky. Je tiens donc à la remercier chaleureusement, de même que les membres de son équipe du laboratoire de recherche sur les asymétries d'interface et du réseau international de biolinguistique qui ont contribué à faire de cet événement un succès. Finally, I thank Professor Chomsky for accepting this invitation. As a rector, but even more, as a professor of neuropsychology, as one of the founders of UQAM Institute of Cognitive Science, and as a fervent defensor of open innovation, it would be a great privilege for me to hear him share his thought on language and its purpose. À vous toutes et à vous tous, je vous souhaite une excellente conférence. Merci.
J'aimerais remercier le recteur. J'aimerais aussi saluer le vice-recteur à la recherche, et Madame Marie-André Roy, vice-doyenne à la recherche. Avant de laisser la parole à Noam, je ne peux pas m'empêcher parce que je suis quelqu'un de très enthousiaste en linguistique. Les gens qui me connaissent le savent. J'aimerais souligner l'importance des travaux de Noam, et en particulier ce qu'il a fait tout au long de sa vie. Au siècle dernier, il a fait un changement de paradigme et il ne cesse de contribuer au développement des connaissances sur le langage. Alors aujourd'hui, nous voulons lui rendre hommage, et moi en particulier, je voudrais lui rendre hommage parce qu'il a mis de l'avant un paradigme qui intègre le principe de parcimonie, qui est un des principes importants en sciences. Alors ça rend la linguistique très proche de la science avec ce principe de parcimonie, après moi. Et aussi, il a contribué à l'essor de la biolinguistique. Alors, il a commencé dans les années 50 avec des philosophes, des biologues, des musicologues, Lenenberg, Piaget, Monod et Massimo Piattelli. Dear Noam, your contribution is outstanding to our knowledge of language, and I'm glad that you accepted our invitation, and we're honored by your presence, and I invite you to present your talk.
very much. I'd like to outline a few things that I think we can say with a certain degree of confidence about the essential nature of language, about what language is in its most fundamental aspects, and why the answer to this matters, not only for inquiry into every aspect of language and its use, as ought to be obvious, but hasn't been through the years, but also more fundamentally, more deeply into the question of what kind of creature we are. What I'll say is personal. I should make this clear at the beginning. My own perspective. There's no consensus on this, and my own views, in fact, are a minority view in the whole range of related fields. There are quite a few. There is consensus kind of in that direction, but who knows, would be to demonstrate that language really is like a snowflake. I mean, actually, there are two different kinds of views you could have about the nature of language if you think about evolution or a general construction and formation of natural objects. One comes from a very correct picture of how evolution works over a long time scale. The great Nobel laureate in biology, François Jacob, who once described evolution as what he called bricolage. It's tinkering. Natural selection kind of plays with whatever's available and does the best it can with what's around, and it keeps going. It can't go backwards, so it can't decide, well, it would have been better to do something else. And the things that you end up with are often pretty complex and pretty badly adapted to what we think of as their function. Almost every human being knows this. And that's why you have a back problem. It's very badly designed. Any decent engineer could construct something much better. Actually, people who've been through operations as they work that do end up with something better that's engineered, didn't derive by natural selection. And that's quite natural if you think of long, slow changes through natural selection with small increments. It's sometimes called like hill climbing.